Hello, my loves. I am in such a mood this week. I am in such a mood. I saw Madonna on the Celebration tour, but I did not just see her. I saw her front row. Y'all, I was front row at this show. I can't even explain. Like, this is multiple days after I saw her, and I'm like still reeling. Like, I just can't actually believe like the holy presence that was in front of my eyeballs. Like, she was right there. I saw her foundation. I saw every little part of her outfit. I saw all her jewelry. Like, she was legitimately in front of me. I can't even. Like, I just cannot even. I'm, like, still not over it. I am just still not over it. I got tickets a few weeks ago, and they got upgraded. Don't ask how, they just did. And I was front row at Madonna. Literally, probably the greatest night of my life. I don't think anything will ever top this. Like, if I ever have a wedding, it's not topping this. If I ever have a child, like, I'm sorry, I don't care. Like, this will never be topped. This will never, ever be topped. But, I did just want to actually talk about the show. I absolutely enjoyed my time. Like, I had such a great time at the show. It was, like, genuinely, it felt like a celebration. And I know that obviously is the name of the tour, but, like, it is so apt because this was a celebration of her entire career, and it felt like one. Like, this genuinely was such a well done show that paid respect and paid homage to the Queen of Pop. Like, it was genuinely well done. And what I loved about it was that it didn't feel tacky. It didn't feel like she was trying to like nostalgia bait or anything like that. Like, no, this was actually just like a loving, well done tribute to all of her eras and each phase of her career. And beyond that, like, she just seemed to really be enjoying it. Now, I will be going into some setlist spoilers here, so if you're seeing her, if you don't want spoiled, then click off now. But, she opened with Nothing Really Matters. That was, like, such a bold opener. I was, like, not expecting that. I was just so shook. Like, I just did not see that coming, because that's not the obvious opener, you know? And I just thought that set the tone for the rest of the night. I mean, it helps that I just love Nothing Really Matters, but I also just feel like that's a very meaningful song to Madonna, and that whole Ray of Light album, like, I just feel is very meaningful to her. So I thought that that was a really good way to, like, set off the show. And when she came out, oh my god, like, her outfit, she just looked ethereal. The stage design was, like, gorgeous, and she was, like, surrounded by, like, this ring thing. Like, it just looked really, really cool. But, then she went into Everybody, and, like, all the dancers came out, and it was, like, so heartwarming to see her just do, like, her first big hit, or her debut single, and just have all these people around her, and it just instantly set the party off. And seriously, the energy was sustained throughout the whole show. Like, that is what was so impressive. The entire time, like, there was always some visual elements, there was always some performances, there was just always something going on. And it was just never boring. Like, there was just not a dull moment during the show. The energy was kept up throughout the entire thing. I mean, it is crazy. Like, Madonna is, what, 65 years old now? 66? And she is still performing at a level that is just, like, unreal. Like, she still puts on a show. And she was still, like, moving. She was still doing choreo. And, like, I was just so happy to see it. Like, that was so, so heartwarming. Because, like, I was actually gonna see her in, August. But, obviously the tour got delayed because of the, injury or whatever that she went through. And I was, like, kind of worried. I was like, is she gonna be up to this? Like, is she gonna want to do this? But she was out there, she was talking to the crowd, she was given, you know, the usual Madonna attitude, which I loved, and the crowd seemed very, like, receptive to her, too. I feel like Madonna can be hit or miss with, like, her crowd banter. Like, it really depends on the crowd. Like, you have to know Madonna to, like, really enjoy it. I loved it, and honestly, I think the rest of the crowd did, too. But, yeah, like, she really did seem refreshed and renewed, and I think really what helped was that, this was her first show, and I think about 2 weeks. So I think that, you know, this happening now after that break, she definitely was in better spirits. But, yeah, she just put on such an immaculate show, like, literally immaculate show. And like I was saying, the set list, I just thought that she really did fit in so many great songs. And the thing about a Madonna show is, like, how do you possibly, like, actually do a 40-year career retrospective? Like, you can't. Like, you cannot possibly fit in every single song. I actually went with my dad, and first of all, like, I know that sounds crazy, like, why would you ever go with your parents to a Madonna show? But he loves Madonna, so I was like, all right, you could come. But he was like saying the whole time, he was just like, oh, she didn't do a Lucky Star, she didn't do this one, that one. I'm just like, I get it, but like, you can't possibly do all the hits. Like, even if you did like little tiny short snippets of each one, like, you would still be looking at like a 4-hour show, you know? Like, there is just a lot to get through. So obviously, like, some of the bigger hits weren't represented, but I didn't mind that because the ones that she did get, like, they were great. Like, I have no complaints. The one thing that I almost complained about was I won't lie, I looked at the set list before and I did not see Express Yourself. That one, I was like, okay, we're gonna have to do that. But she did actually end up doing it. She literally did it. I think she, so there's an acoustic part during the show where she just plays the guitar, and I think she was doing I Will Survive before that. Which, I mean, why do you have to do a cover? You know, like, we're here for Madonna, like, this is the celebration tour, like, girl, you got more hits, like, you do not need to do a cover. But instead of doing I Will Survive acoustically, she did Express Yourself. I literally, a tear shed from my eye. I was like, oh my god, you cannot be doing this. And it was gorgeous. Like, everybody's phone lights were out. It just felt like big and grand. And usually I'm not like an acoustic girly. Like, I don't really love it in concerts when there's like an acoustic part. Not that I hate it, I'm just, you know, like, whatever. But that, honestly, Express Yourself works really, like, shockingly well acoustically. And I mean, also, I think it's just like the atmosphere that I was in that helped. But yeah, that part was just absolutely phenomenal. And there were just so many like moment in the show that like I will take with me forever. The whole section during Vogue where she literally had like drag queens on the runway and like people doing like modeling, and she was pretending to be what's the show where they say like Chop or 10 or whatever, I don't know, that, like, she was doing that basically, and it was so cute. Like, I just thought it was so much fun. She had her daughters come out, she had some of her kids come out. I just thought that was so adorable. And then there was another part where they had like the screen was flashing with all like the pictures of Madonna throughout the years, and basically like all the news stories saying that like she was so controversial and she's a whore and this and that. And it was just her basically like doing a voiceover of it saying like, well, I'm still the queen of pop, bitch, like, essentially, like, that's essentially what it was. And that part was just so powerful to me. I was just like, yes, bitch, like, this is what we came for. This is why you are the queen of pop. I was just like in tears. Oh, and she did a Michael Jackson tribute too, and I thought that was so sweet. It wasn't her doing the dancing, but it was like this big, they had like this mesh screen where they showed two dancers in like silhouette, and one was supposed to be Michael. He was dancing to Billie Jean, and then they had Madonna in her wedding dress, and she was doing like a virgin. And it was so sweet. They like hugged at the end. I just could not, like, tears. When I tell you, I think this may be the most I ever cried at a concert. Like, I really just could not even handle it. I could not handle that. That was honestly such a sweet part, because it was like the king and queen of pop. But yeah, like, sorry, I'm just like literally rambling because this is like my unfiltered thoughts. I've just been meaning to like get off my chest. I just absolutely adored this tour. Like, this was so like amazing. And it's not like I expected anything less from Madonna. It's more just like, I don't know, I just thought they did such a good job at paying respect to the legacy. Like, that's what it was. Like, it was just such a respectful show to honor 40 years of legendariness. And there were so many like individual parts, like when she did like a prayer and she had like all these men come out, and it was just like so unholy and scandalous, and I loved it. There were just so many like individual parts. I feel like she gave each of her eras like proper respect. Like when she did like erotica with Justify My Love and like Human Nature, and that part was all like sexy and like BDSM-y, and I loved it. And when she did Ray of Light, oh my god, I think Ray of Light actually may have been my favorite. She like went on this like floating box thing, and she was like floating above us essentially. And oh my god, I looked up and literally one of the lights was like shining like directly into my eyeballs, which I know you probably shouldn't look directly at, but literally I was so dramatic. I was like, oh my god, it's an actual ray of light. I'm looking at a ray of light and Madonna's right there. I was so dramatic, y'all. I was so dramatic during the show. My poor dad had to put up with this, but like whatever. Like, you bring me to a Madonna concert, like this is what's gonna happen. Oh my god. And then when she did one of the first songs that she did was Open Your Heart. I am not even kidding. She just stood like right in front of me. She like did the entire like routine right in front of me, and I just like my skin melted off. Like, straight up, like, the ending of the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark when that guy's, like, face melted off, that was me. Like, I just could not even, like, fathom what I was, like, witnessing. It was just so incredible. But, yeah, sorry this video is, like, unhinged, but I just needed to, like, get my thoughts out. I absolutely love this tour. It goes without saying, but if you're a Madonna fan, like, you gotta see it. The tickets, they were actually not that expensive. Like, if you wait until the day of, they definitely will be cheaper. I don't think that the show sold out. It didn't look like it. I mean, our tickets got upgraded to literally front row, so I'm assuming that, like, they're not sold out. So, you know, I think that if you wait, you'll probably be safe. And, yeah, like, even if you don't, like, love Madonna, even if you don't stan Madonna, I think that you still, like, should see the show. Like, if you just vaguely know her discography, if you know her big hits, like, you'll know all the songs here. I don't think that there were really many surprises. Okay, there was one, Mother and Father. She did Mother and Father. I was, like, actually shocked. I was like, wow, okay, that's a choice. But, yeah, I like that song a lot. And it was sweet because she had a picture, like, of her mother as she was doing it. I thought that was really sweet. But, yeah, like, other than that, I feel like there wasn't. I'm looking at the set list. Yeah, I mean, it's the big hits. Like, if you just know her big hits, like, you will have a great time at the show. And even if you don't know a lot of them, like, this was still just a very entertaining show. Like, she puts on a show. She knows what to do. She is the queen for a reason. And yeah, like, this was just iconic. Oh, and then all the outfits at the end. Oh my god, so they had all these dancers come out in just all of her outfits, like her iconic outfits throughout the years. And it just goes to show you, like, literally, she has given so much. Like, she has given so many looks. She's given, like, so many iconic moments. And it was just really sweet to see, like, all of that represented. Like, they had people in the, you know, the wedding dress and the human nature outfit and everything. Like, it was just so, like, heartwarming. I genuinely just had the best time at the show. I think that this was my favorite concert I've gone to in, like, the last, I'm not even kidding. This was my favorite concert I went. And I've seen, like, a bunch. Like, I went to Taylor, I went to Beyonce, I went to Janet Jackson. I've seen a lot of shows. This one was my favorite, and I think that's probably just because, yeah, I mean, it's Madonna, but, it was just so good. Like, it really was just such a loving tribute to 40 years of excellence. So, yeah, sorry for the unhinged video. I didn't even mean to talk about this long, but I just had to. I just wanted to give y'all an update on my life. I just saw the Queen of Pop up close and personal. You know, I had to come on here and say it. But, yeah, that was the Celebration tour. Definitely see it if she's coming near you guys. And, if you have seen it, tell me what you guys thought of it. And I will see you in the next one.